I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This one hurts. Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how I bought a drone and then on my third flight, I crashed it into a tree. To be specific, I was trying to do some fancy maneuvering like through branches, and then it found itself amongst some leaves, and then it came crashing down and landed with a sickening crunch. And you know, there are a lot of lessons here. I think the main one, besides sticking to the rivers and lakes that you're used to, is to actually just do what you're supposed to do, you know? Like when I got this drone, they were very clear. They were like, practice in big open spaces, you know, to get used to it. There's a test you have to take to fly the drone, and part of the test says that you should always have the drone in your line of sight. I read these things, I comprehended them, I understood them. Did I internalize them? No. And so what happened? I crashed my baby drone on the third flight. So let's just continue to unpack some of the lessons while I try to keep a brave face. I remember buying this. I bought it from Amazon. The link is below. Shout out to Lena, by the way, either Lena or Lana. She is the one who suggested this drone to me. It's the DJI Mini 2. I absolutely love it, to be clear, and I do highly recommend it. This is the box, but I got it from Amazon and they were like, do you want to protect your drone, get a little warranty? And I was like, no. And who is the fool now? Who is the fool now? What's really interesting about this whole drone experience, besides the deep excitement that was followed by just heartbreaking loss, and I am still mourning, though DJI has like a repair center and I did some YouTubing, and apparently it's a pretty quick turnaround from when you send in your drones when you get it back. So I am going to go ahead and have it repaired. This is my baby, by the way. Look at her little broken wing. I'm sorry I did you like this. I thought she could handle it. Here's what happened. On the flight, I forgot my air was on, y'all. Hold on, let me turn that off. So on the flight, there were multiple instances where the blades hit leaves and such, and it bounced back, all right? It like hit the leaves fell, the leaves were chopped off, and the drone was like, here we are, baby, ready to keep it moving. And I was like, bet, my drone can handle anything. And then, yeah, what I was doing is I was maneuvering it through some leaves, and it was overwhelmed. And that was on me, you know? There's so many lessons. Go slow, go steady, you know? Don't rush. Take your time. The time that you invest in learning something and practicing something will be paid off in the longevity of the drone you buy, you know, and that can be applied to other things as well. When I saw the drone crash, the first thing I thought, well, I thought a few things. One was, feel this, Chimdi. Don't push this away. Don't immediately start thinking of replacements. Don't immediately try to like move to the next thing. Stay in this moment, stay present, and feel everything that's happening right now. I had just listened that morning to Mickey Singer's podcast that someone here recommended to me. Once again, y'all are giving me the best recommendations. Hold on, I feel like I didn't do my whole like, subscribe, do all those things, of course. Okay, right. So y'all give me the best recommendations. I listened to like a good 5 episodes, and by the 5th episode I was like, I think I got the gist of this, like this is fine, whatever. 6th episode I was like, you know, your tone, because his tone is very much like,
what y'all don't realize and what y'all are doing wrong is,
and I'm just like, you giving me a lot of attitude, Mickey, and like, first off, I already agree with you. In the first episode, I didn't know what you were saying, and then it took me a minute. Now I get what you're saying, I'm on the same page, so I don't really need you talking to me like that. So I stopped listening to it. But then that morning, my friend was actually reading me Untethered Soul. BT dubs, I'm thinking about doing, so I launched a book club and we only had a couple of meetings because I didn't want to put any actual structure around the book club, but I'm thinking of relaunching the book club and doing it live style, where like we get on YouTube live, maybe I'll like read a chapter from a book and then I just like reflect on it, and then y'all share y'all reflections and we just like have a conversation that's mostly me talking and responding to y'all's reactions. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. But anyway, so my friend was reading to me Untethered Soul. That got me because it was great, as it is. And so that got me listening. I was like, let me finish listening to that 6th episode of the podcast. And it totally blew me away, and I'm so glad it did. And what it talked about was, when we think about our purpose, you know, our intent, like what we're doing here, right? Some people, their highest intent is like, I want to get a job. Their highest intent is, I want to get married. I want to have this car. I want to have this apartment. And then when they get all those things, their purpose is done. And so that's where they have the midlife crises, is because they have nothing else to do. So he suggests that your highest intent should be liberation. It should be freedom. And that comes from knowing yourself so deeply and having such power and control over your own will. So basically, he believes that every time something in life comes up, whether it's the person in front of you taking too long when the light hits green, whether it's like, oh, it's raining outside and now you gotta walk in the rain to like deliver a package. You get all these moments throughout your day where something comes up that bothers you, and instead of getting mad about it and spinning and like following the thought down this dark rabbit hole, you just let it come up and you let it wash away. And I was like, all right. And he was basically saying, like, every single time you are given that opportunity, it's a chance to practice. And then when the big stuff comes, you're able to handle that stuff too. And then life becomes this like joyful experience where you're just given opportunities to get better and better at creating your will, and you live a life where what you want happens. And so I was like,
Yes, I love this. Highest intent, freedom.
you know, I was so on board. And that is what came to mind as I watched my drone crash to the ground. I was like, oh, he was like, immediately, I'm gonna get a chance to practice what I was just taught. Love this for me. So that's what I did. I watched it fall. I walked over to it slowly. I felt my body. I really stayed present in my body and let the feelings kind of come up. Some of the first thoughts I had were like,
of course you can't have nice things.
and I was like, ooh, we gonna pack that one later. And I just kind of and I was like, you know, you're gonna get another drone. You can afford another drone. And I was like, yep. And I was like, you can maybe repair it. You know, I was thinking it, but I was like, don't. Sometimes, this is something Thomas People says, trying to fix something is sometimes our way of trying to avoid that thing. So I was like, let's not even rush to like what we're gonna do. Let's just feel the feelings of this incredible excitement and joy around having this thing, and the way that this thing has now crumpled into nothing. Let's just feel that in your heart, feel that in your spirit. And I did, you know. I had some dear friends who were able to counsel me through it. I thought about doing a very dramatic video where I put like, because I truly had this drone from Wednesday to Sunday. So I was gonna do like, you know, do a eulogy for the drone, and I was gonna say, you know, we didn't know each other long. You were only in my life for a short time, but the impact you made on me, the way you brought joy every place you went, you soared to heights that no one could have imagined. And your fall, you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve it. We'll never forget you. Your legacy will live on. But I did some Googling and I can repair it, so I think we can hold off on the eulogy. All right, so I took the time, I processed that, and then I was like, all right, Chimby, let's unpack what that reaction was. And I thought about this idea of not having nice things. So I grew up, I wouldn't say in poverty, but you know, there wasn't a ton of money rolling around. I think that's part of the reason why it's so important to me to be happy with very little in terms of like that minimalism lifestyle, because I want to be able to always be okay regardless of how much money is coming in or not coming in. And so I was like, what nice things that you have that you're kind of being harkened back to. And I actually thought about the fact that when I was younger, I really wanted a bike, and one of my relatives gifted me a bike, which was amazing, and I was so happy and I loved it so much, and it's so exciting, and I learned how to ride. I was not a child. This was easily like, I'd say anywhere between like 6th to 8th grade, like around that, you know, was when I was learning how to ride a bike for the very first time. It was exhilarating, it was wonderful. And then one of my brothers rode my bike, he messed up the chain, and it never rode again. And looking back, I'm realizing I never cried. I just was like, all right, well, that was nice. And I just moved on. And then last night I was unpacking what was going on, and then I remembered that memory, and I felt like I was that little girl again. And I was like, you never mourned that time when you had something that you were super excited about and it was taken from you. You just moved on. And so I grieved my bike from my childhood. And like I said, this drone's gonna be okay. so I'll be all right. But I'm really grateful, as y'all know. Gratitude is one of my practices, and I'm really grateful because God gave me a chance to heal a part of me that I didn't even realize was still hurt, you know, still wounded. And what Mickey Singer says is that, like, you don't have to dig into your soul and pull out stuff for you to, like, solve and handle and fix every little thing. Life will bring you the things because you'll be minding your business, and out of nowhere something is going to come up, and the fact that it's coming up means you can handle it, right? When that came up, I was like, oh, this is a while ago, right? This is like 15 years ago, if not more, and I hadn't even thought about that in so long, and I was like, wow, it was time for this thing to come up, and I was able to hold space for that young version of me and really mourn this thing. And we know what it's like when we're adults and the problems of the world seem so much bigger, and it seems trivial to mourn things like a fallen drone or a broken bike, but that's the stuff that makes us sad, so we have to, you know? So I'm really grateful for my broken drone for giving me the chance to heal some trauma. I'm always grateful to heal some trauma, and I'm really excited to continue living a life where my highest intention is getting closer to God. It's to healing, it's to freedom and to liberation, and I'm super excited because this drone will be fixed, and I will continue to bring y'all some dope ass drone shots. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.